back to Sudoku Guy Solves Sudoku. Last week I started a round of puzzles from Sudoku Grand Prix. I'm just gonna keep going. You can see up there in the top right, I now have a listing of which of the 15 puzzles I've done. So, I'm gonna keep going until I do them all, I guess. Another word, I messed up my setup, so I can't actually see chat. I'm gonna page over every once in a while, just so that I can see it. I apologize for the disruption. It is what it is. So without further ado, also the puzzles I solved from last week got erased or something, but that's okay. I'm just going to start off with number 3, another classic Sudoku, just to warm up. I like this contest because it has a bunch of interesting variants. I did sort of the ones that looked most interesting last week, but there's a number left for this week. Yeah, let me know, make sure that you can see everything. Alright, let's get started on this one. Classic Sudoku, number 3. Oh, I want to draw the grid in case someone wants to help me. Yeah, if you ever see any boxes and I'm stuck, or if I'm not stuck, I always appreciate the help. Alright, let's get started. What numbers do I see a lot of? 8s cover this box. You gotta have an 8 here. Okay, kind of tricky for this early, but this 8 covers these 3 squares in this box, so we have to have an 8 here or an 8 here. Either way, can't have it in these 3. And this one covers these 3, and this one covers these, so we have to have an 8 here. Maybe there's an easier way to see that, there usually is. Okay, 1s over here. The numbers seem more or less evenly distributed. I don't see any single number that I have a ton of. Maybe 2s. There are a fair number of 2s. And 8s now, actually. Okay, here's the easier way to see this 8. If you look in column D, it's the only spot that 8 can go in. I didn't need to do the complicated thing. Okay, this box, there's only one place to do 5s. Only one place a 5 could go. It really seems like I should be able to put more numbers in that middle box with 4 numbers already inside. What are we missing? 1, 4, 5, 8, 9? Oh, I guess we can tell that the 1 and the 8 have to be in these two boxes, because neither of them can be in these middle three, because of this 1 and this 8. That means the middle has to be 4, 5, and 9, right? In some order. Which means what's left for these two squares? I believe a 3 and a 7. And we have this 3 telling us which way they have to go. This has to be the 7, this has to be the 3. There we go. That was probably more complicated than necessary, but what's left in this box here in the middle right? 4, 7, and 8. This one can't have a 7, this one can't have a 4. Only one spot of 3 can go here now. And now we're missing 1, 4, and 6 in that box. This 4 down at the bottom tells us that 4 has to go there. Now this 6 tells us which way the other 2 goes. Alright, we got a box done already. Oh, and this tells us about the 1 and the 8. And now this 8 means we can't have an 8 here. So this has to be a 7. Leaving the remaining 2 boxes over here to be 4 and 8. In that order. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Now these 2 columns, B and H, they look pretty good. 2 and 9 left over here. Don't know which way yet. 7 and 9 left over here. Oh, 7 here tells us which way these go. And this 9 is going to determine which way the 2 and 9 go in column B. Okay. Now let's look at column A. 1, 5, 6, and 9 left. 9 has to go down here because of this 9 and this 9. So just 1, 5, 6 left in this column now. So it looks like my my pencil's out of battery. That's not good. I'm just gonna wing it by hand for now. So the only place a 7 can go in this box is here. Because this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's look at column I, 2, 3, 8, and 9 left. This one here has to be the 3, can't be a 2, can't be an 8, can't be a 9. Similarly, this one has to be an 8 because of the 2 and 9 here. Then this one has to be a 2, this one has to be a 9 because of this guy. This now has to be the 8. There's 3, 4, and 8 left. We have an 8 here and an 8 here. Ooh, this is going to have to be an 8. This is a 4. This is a 3. Now look at row 1. We have a 2 here and a 2 here. So the only place a 2 can go is here. Now there's a 1 and a 5 left. This 1 tells us which way they go. This 5 dictates this. We got a 4 and a 6 left. They're going to have to go this way. What's left in row 3? Just a 3. Now 2, 6, and 9 left in this box. I don't think I can finger paint small enough to do pencil marks, so I'm just going to refrain for now. We'll try to remember. 1, 3, 7 here in column C. This has to be a 1 because of this 7 and this 3. The remaining 2 have to be a 3 and a 7. Oop. I don't know what just happened there. Huh. 3, 7, 3, 7. So that leaves, this has to be the 6. Now 6 and 7 are left in column G. We'll figure out which way goes which when we figure out column C. I'll go ahead and write them in, I guess. Pencil marks, woo. Okay, row 2 really needs solved. Oh, no. First, we should know this one, F5. Because we have that 5 now. So 2, 6, 9 are left. This 2 and 9 are going to tell us this is a 6. 2, 6, 9, I mean in this region. Now we have a 2 and a 9 left. That's not enough to figure out, I guess. 1 and 3 left in column F. Have to go this way. That's going to tell us these. 3, 7, 7, 6. And then row 8 has a 6 and a 9. This 6 is going to tell us 9, 6. And now at the bottom there's a 2 and a 5, I think. And we don't know which yet. Great. Okay. But look, we have a 4 now. That tells us this. Okay, 2 and 9 up top. We have a 9 here now. And 2 and 5 at the bottom should go this way. Did we finish? Oh, we did. That was really fast. Cool. Yay, go us. Let's do the next one, shall we? I'm going to do number 4, another classic. Yeah, I'm going to try and zoom in as much as I can just because I'm finger painting. Let's start by making the grid. I apologize for the low quality of both the stream and just the running out of battery and stuff. I started a new job this week and I haven't had much time, as much as I thought I would. But that's alright. This is kind of fun doing the finger painting. I'm kind of enjoying it. Once we get to the mathy ones though, it's going to be a pain because I'm going to need tons of pencil marks for those. Alright, let's get started on this one. I see the nice pattern here. We've got this. I also just really like being able to draw on the puzzle. Got some nice geometry there. Okay. Let's get started. What numbers do I see a lot of? I see some 6s. They're all in the middle row of boxes. I see some 1s. It looks like each box has 3 numbers in it, 1 in each of its rows and columns. So there's no boxes where just 2 numbers can tell you where a number goes. So I guess we should look for numbers that have 3 plus, like this one, 7s. We have to have a 7 here. Now these 1s are going to dictate that this is a 1. And now we just have 4 numbers left in that box, 3, 4, 6, and 8. These 8s are useful. Three, 4, and 6 left now. I don't think we can determine which way those go yet. Let's look somewhere else. How about 3s? Here, here, here at the bottom. Boom. What else is available in this area? What else is forced? That's the word I was looking for. Available. 2, 4, 6, and 9 left in column E. This one here cannot be a 2, cannot be a 4, cannot be a 9. So it has to be the 6. Two, 4, 9 now left in that box. We'll go ahead and pencil mark it in. I think I can fit pencil marks of 2 even though I'm finger painting. There we go. Okay, so this 3 now tells us where the 3 goes in the top middle box. We have a 4 and a 6 left over. We'll pencil mark these in because they're a pair. Ah. So now 4 and 6 can't go anywhere else here, because if a 4 went in any of these boxes, then both of these would have to be 6s, and that's no good. So what's left for these is a 1, 5, and 7, I believe. This one can't be a 1, this one can't be a 5, and that one can't be a 7. Maybe I should just use a different color for pencil marks. I'll try that next time. It maybe makes it a little easier to see where we've solved and where we haven't. Let's look at that bottom row. There's a 1, 5, 7, and 9 left. There's only one place a 1 can go. That's right here. 5, 7, 9 left now. I don't see how to determine those. We kind of have a lot of 1s on the board now, don't we? Unfortunately, I don't think we can put more on yet. I haven't written any 2s down yet. Can I do that anywhere? Guess not. Huh. Am I a little bit stuck? Is this one worth more points? It's 24 points. It's not that much more. More points means harder, naturally. The other one was what? 16? So this one's maybe 50% harder by someone's standards. I don't know if that necessarily means to 50% more time or what. So this was originally a contest, so solving this puzzle would give you 24 points. I guess it's supposed to be proportional to time. That would make sense, at least for like the best, the smartest. That's not us, though. At least, I guess I should speak for myself. You never know. Okay, so there's a lot of action here in this middle 3 regions. Should I be focusing here, or should I be moving on somewhere else? Have I milked all I can out of this? Let's look at the boxes that I don't have pencil marks in. Say these two. What's like left to go here? That F column has 5 numbers in it. It's missing 1, 2, 4, and 5. I think for any of these 4 boxes, there's still at least 3 numbers that can go there. And because I'm finger painting again, I don't think I can fit 3 numbers in. So we'll move somewhere else then. Okay, how about row 9? We already looked at it, but it's got 6 numbers in it already. It's missing 5, 7, and 9. This has got to be 5 and 7 because of this 9. This has to be 7 or 9 because of this 5. This one can still be all 3, I think. Do you see anything? Hello again, vSimco. I messed up my setup. I can't really see the chat unless I scroll over like this. But I will check every once in a while. Hope you have a productive evening, or whatever time of day it is. Okay, let's maybe look for some more places that we can put pencil marks. I'm really not seeing a whole lot. Maybe I'll try and write some here in these column F. Oops. 1, 2, 4, and 5 left. That's supposed to be a 5. Looking at this middle bottom box here, I don't think there's anything we can deduce quite yet. We do know which row the 5 goes in, which means we can't put any 5s here, because then there'd be nowhere for a 5 to go in this box. Which means our 5 has to go here or here, but I guess we already knew that, because that's the only places a 5 could go in row 9 anyways. Ooh. No, that doesn't quite work. This row 1 only has 4 numbers left, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so we know this has to be a 4 or a 5. This has to be a 3 or a 5. Column G. This has to be a 5 or a 6. Lots of places 5 can go, and not a lot of places the other ones can go. And this is where a 5 can't go. 3, 4, 6. We can almost find where 3s go here. Oh, I forgot to update. We solved number 3. Let's check that one off. Alright, 6 down, 9 to go. Not a lot of places 6 can go in row 7. Here or here. I feel like 6s is maybe the place to look. Maybe. We have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a lot of information about this one. A lot of information about that one. Okay, this right here can't be a 1, could be a 2, can't be a 3, can't be a 4, can't be a 5, can't be a 6, can't be a 7, could be an 8, can't be a 9. So let's go ahead and pencil in that this is a 2 or an 8. Similarly, this one here can only be a 7 or a 9, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. I don't know whether this is helpful, but maybe I should be looking at hypotheticals for these. I think this is interesting that these are the same. Might be useful later. Row 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Not a lot of places an 8 can go in this box. Just the bottom 2 rows, I guess. Or the bottom row. The bottom 2 cells, I think is what I was trying to say. I'm still looking for where 6s might go. I guess we just don't have anything yet. Let's go ahead and mark them. 6, 6, possibly. These 3 could be 6s. Lots of them up top could be. I guess I'll mark this one, this one, this one, this one. These 2, of course. And over here it's these 4. I guess I don't have any 6s in the top 3 boxes. That'll limit you. Yeah, I don't think that helps. I'm thinking maybe I should be looking at a hypothetical. I think this one might be the way to go. This kind of determines a lot of row 1. So say this is a 6, for example, B1. Now this one has to be a 5. Oh, should I go ahead and write it in? I'll write it in red. Hypothetical 6, 5. Oh, that's not legible. Oh, maybe it is. Three, 4. It feels too early to be doing hypotheticals. I don't like this. Do I see any pairs? Anything that, like... anything that could help me? What other... Row 3 I have some information about. Missing 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. This one, 4, 4, 6, or 9. That's interesting. If we could get a triplet here, that'd be really good. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. I'd have to eliminate a 2 and an 8 in the same place. I don't think I can. There's only 2 spots that 2 can go in this box, though, here and here. I'm circling places that 2s can go now. And that is my signal to see if my pencil works again. It's been charging. Excellent. No more finger painting. Hooray! It was fun while it lasted. Okay, now I can go crazy on pencil marks. Let's first make these nicer. 4, 5, and 3, 4, 6. Three, 5, and 5, 6. 4, 6, and 4, 6. Maybe recopying I'll see something too, you never know. Whoa. Not what I wanted to do. 4, 6, and 9 was, I believe, here. Four, 9, 2, 9, 2, 4. Then 1, 5, 7 left for these 3. One, 2, 5, 1, 2, 4. 5, 7. 1, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Isn't this so much neater? It's great. 7, 9, 7, 9. And finally, I think this is the last one. 2 and 8. Okay, now I'm going to do what I usually do when I get this stuck, which is fill in all of the pencil marks. Where is the next most likely? I guess we know this is 5, 7, or 9. Yeah, let's do the bottom 3 here. These 2, 2, 3, and 4 are eliminated by the box. 5 and 9 are eliminated by the row. So that leaves 1, 6, 7, and 8. So 6, 7, 8 for this guy, 1, 6, 8 for that guy. Here, we still have 1, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Now over here, oh, we have 4 numbers already. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. I guess only 9 is missing from this one. Do I see any doubles yet? Not yet. Let's keep doing pencil marks. Where should I go next? Let's do the rightmost boxes. This box is missing the odd numbers plus 8, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9. This one's got a 5 and a 7, so 1, 3, 8, 9. And this is the same, except it can have a 5 instead of an 8. Now what's left here? 2, 3, and 5. This one, no. This box here, no 1, no 2. Could be a 3. Could be a 4. No 5. Could be a 6. No 7, no 8, no 9. And this one here, no 1. Could be a 2. No 3, no 4, no 5, could be a 6, no 7, no 8, could be a 9, I think. Anything yet? Again, I do think this this 4-6 and this 4-6-9 looks kind of promising. Alright, let's do the rest of the pencil marks then. Row 2 has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Just the even numbers can go there. 1, 3, 5, 7 are eliminated by the row and 9 by the box. So 4, 6, 8 here, 2, 6, 8 here. Row 4. 3, 5, or 7 here. And here it's going to be 1, 3, 4, or 9. Oh, not a 1. There's this 1 here. Okay, row 5. Missing 1, 3, and 6 from the row. Or I mean, it already has 1, 3, and 6, and it already has a 5 in the box. So missing 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. This can be 4, 8, or 9. This one can be any of those. The last two boxes can't be 4, 6, or 5, or 1. So this one's going to be a 2, 7, 8, or 9. And this one's going to be 2, 3, 7, or 8. Alright, totally done with pencil marks. Great. Now we just study it and see if we see anything. I don't know why I'm so stuck on this one. I don't think it's supposed to be a terribly difficult one. So ordinarily what I do is I focus in on one number, but I think that won't get us anywhere. I think I've already done that for everything. I might just be totally missing something obvious, but I don't think so. can go through and check for like pairs or triples or something. So where can, let's circle all the ones. I guess this is, I'm still focusing on one number anyways. These are all the ones. Maybe I should be going for a hypothetical. Where can I still put 4s? I feel like I haven't looked at 4s very much. There in that box, there in this box, one of these two obviously here. Up here, it's just here or here. Oh, that's something. Well, okay. First step of logic in a while, I guess. So look, at row 1, 4 blocks this, 4 blocks this, so this means there has to be a 4 here or a 4 here. Which means these are the only spaces that a 4 can go in this box. So if for example, if this was a 4, there'd be nowhere for a 4 to go in row 1. Couldn't be here, and it couldn't be these two because of those 4s. So we can eliminate 4s from this box that aren't there, which is just those two, I think. I think what we have here, this is what an X-ray is, I believe. I'm not super up to date on the terminology. Or an X-wing, sorry, not an X-ray. So yeah, continuing circling where 4s can go. And then here it has to be one of these 3. Anything else interesting that I see? I don't think so. Okay, let's focus on what we just learned. See if we can figure anything out from that. We now know this has to be 2 or a 5, and this has to be a 6 or an 8. That's where we gained information. This 6-8 is interesting with that 1-6-8, and this 1-6-8-9 even. So close to getting a triple or something, or double. Is the volume okay? I just turned the music down a little bit on my end. Wait. No, this is just a typo. There's supposed to be a 1 here. I was gonna say, we have this double we noticed, I didn't notice all along. I remember there's supposed to be a 1 there. That's dangerous though. How did I erase that? Did I just like set my hand there while I was erasing something else? I think that's what happened. That's a little scary. I don't want that to mess up everything. Okay, so where can 7s go? Let's see if we can figure something out. These 3. These 3. Oh, wait, hold on. Not here. This 7 here blocks it. So take this 7 out. I don't think that helps with anything. Maybe. Okay, where else can 7s go? 1, 2, 3, 4 in this box. We already have all our 7s on top. Just here or here in this box. And any of these 3? These 4. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we already have all our 7s on the top few rows. We have another X-ray though. Can you find it among the circles? I'll circle them in a moment here in red. The only places 7 can go in this row is here or here. And in this row it's here or here. So what happens if we were to put, say, a 7 here? Then the only places 7 can go in row 8 would be here. The only places 7 could go in row 4 would also be here. That's bad. Same row. I think this is the step I was missing. Oops. So this can't be a 7. Actually, let me recircle that X-wing. Row 4, here's the only places 7s can go. Row 8, here's the only places 7s can go. That means 7 can't go anywhere else in column C and I. Boom, 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 boom. I guess that's it, but we got 2 numbers filled in the bottom row, which is really good. This is a 5, this is a 9. Now this one has to be a 7. This one has to be a 6. There are locked 5s in box 8. I don't know what you mean by locked, but I have the 7 in box 9 now. I think. Because this 7 blocks. Here's a 7. Oops. No, this can't be 7. This can't be 7, and this has to be the 7. Locked 5s in box 8. This one and this one. Right, so you're saying no 5 here. That is correct. Good observation. Because if there was a 5 here, we'd have nowhere to go in this box. Very good. Which actually locks the 5s up here, if this is how the terminology is used. I don't know. Oh, this can't be a 7 now. Or this. So, this can't be a 5, or there would be no place for a 5 to go in column A. They only appear in one column or box, so they must appear in that box, and other candidates in the row are not possible. No, I got what you're saying. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. cool. Yeah, so I got it then. Thank you, that was good. Oh, this one we know now. Had to be a 5 or a 9, and we have this 9. This one now has to be an 8. Actually, we know everything in column I. Ooh, there's only one place a 9 can go in that box. Now there's only one place a 4 can go in the box. And then 7 and 3 have to be in this order. Okay, wow, I think it was just that one step. I can't have an 8 here, can't have a 5 here. I probably just jinxed myself, can't have a 6 here. Oh, now we know this 4 tells us which way this pair goes. That's good. 6 and 4. No 6 here. This can't be a 2. This can't be a 5. I believe there's only one place a 3 can go in this row 4, and that is right here. Yeah, I agree, the puzzle should be simple from here. I think we're home free. No 2 here. Oh, only one place a 4 can go in column A now. This can't be a 3. Only one place a 2 can go in this box. That's gonna tell us like everything in this row. This will finish up these 2 boxes. 4 and 1. Oops. Only meant to erase the 2. Or the 4, I mean. Okay, so 5 and 2 left in this box. Here's a 1. These can't be 1s. This has to be the 5. Only one place a 1 can go in row 8. This can't be a 9. This is the only place a 9 can go in this box. Also, there's an 8 right here. That would also do it. Okay, we know which way these go because of this guy. That tells us which way these go as well. And these. And we're done. Yeah, wow, it was really just that one step. Whew, okay, finished with number 4. Let's check it off our list. There we go. All right. Okay, so if I'm gonna do this in 3 sessions, which I'm already halfway through, so maybe I won't get as much done today, but I was thinking 2 classics, which I've done, and then some variants. Now which ones do I want to do today? There's diagonal. We've already done the shaken clones. We've already done the irregular. There's fortress left. There's Rinbon left. There's min-max left. We already did diagonally consecutive. There's greater or sum, and there's sum by x. I kind of had it in my head that I was going to do the Mathy ones today. So, are those all like tons of points? This one's 60 points. This one's 57. This one's 85. If anyone in the chat has any preferences, now's the time. Fortress is relatively short. Diagonal's pretty short too. I'm thinking I'll try one of the numerical ones. I mean, they're all numerical. One of the math ones. And then if I have just a little bit of time, I'll go to diagonal. Min-max. Apply classic Sudoku rules. Each number outside the grid is the sum of the highest and lowest digit in the first 3 cells in the corresponding row or column. I like this one. I don't see any preferences, so I'm just gonna go for it. So I thought about this one a little bit last time, I think. This 5 here. So like, for example, the way this is gonna work is we have 3 numbers here, and the highest one and the lowest one are gonna add up to 5. So the ways to add up to 5 are 1 plus 4 and 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 isn't an option, because there has to be something in between the highest and the lowest, because there's 3 of them. So if the lowest is 2 and the highest is 3, you're going to have some repeats. So this is going to be 1 plus 4. How am I going to write this in? Oh, let me... 1 plus 4. Let me write in our grid. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so row 1, this 5 is 1 plus 4. And the other one's going to be either a 2 or a 3. And this 13 here tells me that the lowest any of these numbers can be is a 4. Because if we have a 3 or a 2 or a 1, the lowest is at most that, say it's a 3, and then the highest would have to be at least 10, and that's not possible. So this one has to be a 4. And this 13 is going to have to be 4 plus 9. How am I going to write this? Oh, right here. Okay, so one of these two has to be a 1. So we can't put the 9 here, because then this 10 would have to be 1 plus 9. And that conflicts with this being 1 plus 4. So that can't be the 9, this has to be the 9. Now this is a 5 plus 9. So all of these are 5 plus is the takeaway. This 7 here, though, means that we can't have a number higher than 6. Right, because if we had a 7, for example, here, then we'd have to have this be 0 plus 7. 0 is not an option. Or worse, if this was an 8, it would have to be something negative, and that's very not an option. Here we have to have a 1, 2, or 3, and here we have to have a 1, 2, or 3. And in fact, I don't think this can be a 3, because then it would be 3 plus 4, and there's nothing in between 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm thinking the place to look... Oh, I should also mark that this has to be between 4 and 9. I'm thinking the place to look here, though, is... the corners. I think the corners are going to give lots of information. And this one doesn't look so helpful because all the numbers are really close to each other. We don't have extreme points. So let's go here. We have a 6 and a 7 and a 16. Oh, the 16 is great. That has to be a 7 plus 9. So we have to have a 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. But this 8 means that this can't be an 8 or a 9. Because, I mean, something plus the highest number has to add to 8. So we have a 7 here. Which means that this 8 is 1 plus 7. Great. Oh, that makes this 10 way more interesting over here. The highest three numbers left are 4, 5, and 6, which gives us our highest possible sum, 4 plus 6, which is 10. This can't be a 4, because that's too low. That leaves just 1, 2, and 3 for these middle three. Okay, that's interesting. I like that, that train of thought. How about this 6 and this 7? Here's a question, which one has the 1? If the 6 has the 1, this has to be 1 plus 5. Actually, let's think, yeah, okay, so if the 6 has the 1, then this has to be 1 plus 5. And this 7, now, it can't have the 1, so it can't be 1 plus 6. And it can't have the 5, so it can't be 2 plus 5. So then it has to be 3 plus 4. Which means the highest is 4 and the lowest is 3. But that's, we can't fit numbers in between 3 and 4. So I think that's a contradiction. It means the 1 has to go with the 7. And now in order to get 6 at all, I think we have to have 2 plus 4. Which means this is 2, 3, and 4. And the row with 7 is going to have to be 1, 5, and 7. 1 plus 6. And we know which column the 1 has to go in because of this 8. So here's a 1. Now for the other two columns, these 11s here, this one here is going to be the low. This one here is going to be the high. I believe we have to have a 2 plus 9 and a 3 plus 8 in order to get 11 on both sides. So that means this middle guy has to be a 4. If one of these was a 4, then its lowest would be 4, and we'd have to have a 4 plus 7, and we've already used the 7. Is the puzzle nice and visible? Trying to make sure you can see it. Cool, okay. What other low numbers do we have? Here's another 6. This has to be 1 plus 5 or a 2 plus 4. Maybe we look at this corner. This 7 is interesting. This 14 is also interesting. High numbers are just as interesting as low ones. This has to be a 5 plus 9 or a 6 plus 8. If it's a 6 plus 8, right here, then this is 6, 7, and 8, which means this already has to be a 5, which is kind of funny. That would make that a 5, and this a 6. Okay, I think we can figure some things out about this 9. In particular, I claim it has to be 1 plus 8, mostly because the 2, 3, and 4 are already used in this row. So it can't be 2 plus 7, or 3 plus 6, or 4 plus 5, because it can't have a 2, 3, or 4. Which means 9 has to go in the top row, or this one I mean. So that's a 2 plus 9. Okay, going back to this corner up here. Here we have a 10. I'm thinking about where 1 can go. It has to go somewhere in this row because of the 5. If the 1 were here, then this 10 would be a 1 plus 9, but that's no good because we've already used the 9 in this box. So that can't happen. This can't be the 1. Oops. That means this one over here has to be the 1, and this 7 is a 1 plus 6. Yeah, I'm a bit tired too, to be honest. I kind of started something this week that has been taking a lot of time. I apologize for my lack of preparedness for the stream in general, but I think things will be sorted by next week. So, 1 plus 6 means that we can't have a 6 down here. Is this one going to be this 10 here? Thinking about what it can be, it's either 2 plus 8 or 3 plus 7, because this is a 2 or a 3, and it's going to be the lowest thing. I guess we can't tell yet. Maybe I should look at this 10. That can't be 1 plus 9. Could be 2 plus 8, or 3 plus 7. I guess either works. This can't be a 4. Oh wait. Now this has to be the 4. Because if this were a 5, these would both have to be 6s. And that's very bad. I would love to conclude that this is 4 plus 7, but I don't think I can do that. 4 could be the middle one. It very likely is, in fact, I think. Yeah, it has to be, because if it was 4 plus 7, then the middle one would have to be a 5 or a 6, but the 5 and 6 are already taken over here. So 4 actually has to be the middle one in this, this box of 3. We have a lot of 4s. I don't think I would have expected that, given the nature of the puzzle. guess it's time to go to the other corner. What can we say about this 8? It's 1 and 7, or it's 2 and 6, or it's 3 and 5. I don't really see a good reason to rule any of those out yet. How about this 12? Could be 3 and 9. Can't be 4 and 8. Could be 5 and 7, which would force 5, 6, and 7 to be these 3. It means it's likely 3 and 9, if I'm being honest, but I don't want to fill it in yet. I could be wrong. This 7 is interesting too. This is maybe the most extreme one that I haven't at least partially resolved. Oh, and the 6 also. So the 7 has to be 1 plus 6, or 2 plus 5, or 3 plus 4, but I've already said why 3 plus 4 is not gonna happen. There's nothing in the middle. One, 6. 2, 5. Okay, here's something. It actually applies both in this box and in this box. Where can a 9 go? If we look at these 3, the 9, the 12, and the 7, we can't have a 9 in these 3 squares, because 9 plus at least 1 is going to be at least 10. And similarly, in these 3 squares, I mean, the lowest plus highest has to be 7, so a 9 is definitely out. So the 9 has to go here, or here, or here. Point is, this has to be a 3 plus 9. Oh, where am I going to rate this? 3 plus 9. And similarly here, if you look at these 3, a 9 can't go here, and a 9 can't go here. I mean, a 9 clearly can't go in these 3 because there's already a 9 over here in this row. But we can't put a 9 here either because we can't have the highest and lowest adding up to 9. Then it would have to be at least 10. So this has to be 3 plus 9, which tells us that this can't be a 3. This has to be a 2. It also tells us that our 9 here has to be here, or here, or here. It can't be here because of this 9. And it can't be here because we have to have a 9 in one of these 3. So this is where our 9 goes in this box. Oh, similarly, we can't have a 3 here either because we have to have a 3 in one of these 3. So here's your 3. The other one has to be somewhere in between. So we can't have a 3 down here now. Yeah, now this 8 has to be 2 plus 6 or 1 plus 7. Has to be. Well, I think we can actually figure out what this 10 is now. It can't be 1 plus 9, because there's already a 1 in here. It can't be a 2 plus 8, because there's already a 1 in there. I claim it's 3 plus 7. And it can't be a 4 plus 6, because there's already a 4 in the box. It's kind of a funny one. So it can't be an 8 in particular. In fact, we can't have an 8 in these three now, and we know we can't have an 8 here. So the only place an 8 can go in the box is right here. And I think this forces this 10 to be 2 plus 8. I mean, 1 and 9 are already taken, so whatever else is in this set of 3 has to be in between. We're getting to the point where I ask what's left in this box. 3, 5, 6, 7. Also, this one can't be a 6 because 6 has to go in this column here. This is 1 plus 6. So 3, 5, 6, 7. This can't be a 6 for the same reason. And this can't be a 7 because of this 7. Cool. Okay, so this cannot be 6 plus 8 anymore, because there's an 8 in this row. I mean column, not row. Therefore it has to be 5 plus 9. Which means this is the 5, and this is the 6. And this is 1 plus 6 now. Which means the 1 has to go here, because it's in this column and this row. And now this is just something in between 1 and 6. But these all have to be 5 plus, yeah, 6, 7, or 9. Oh, and 6 is already taken. So this is a 7 and a 9 in some order. Cool. Okay, that's actually really useful. This can't be a 5. There's already a 5 in the box. So what's even left over here? These can be 2s, 3s, or 8s. And because of this pair here, this one here has to be an 8. And now we can deduce this one has to be the 9, because the 9 has to be in this row and in this column. So this is a 7. Actually, there are several reasons we could have deduced that. Now let's look at this, this 11. If this is a 2, then we have 2 plus 8, but if it's a 3, we have 3 plus 8. That makes 11. Finished a box. Cool. Cool. Okay, so this can't be 5 or 7 anymore. It's got to be the 3. Now this is the only place a 7 can go. We have a 5, 6 pair. Now we can figure out what goes in these 3 parts of this box, the columns. A is missing 3, 5, and 8. B is missing 1, 4, and 6. And C is missing, aside from 5 and 6 up here, 2, 7, and 9. Guess what? Because of this 8, we can't have an 8 or a 9 in these 3 squares.
Search for dollars, sir. It is a couple back.
Also, because of this 12, oops, we can't have a 1 or a 2 in these 3 squares, because then the high would have to be 10 plus, and that's not possible. With a 10, anything's fair game. Oh, I guess we can do the same thing with these 3, or this box. We're missing 1, or we already have 1, 2, 3 in some order, 5, missing 5, 4, missing 5, 6, got 7, 8, missing 9, so 5, 6, 9. And we already have a 9 in this column. And here we're just missing 4, 7, and 8, I believe. We can't have an 8 in this column, in these 3 boxes anyways, because then the low would have to be at most 0. That is not an option. So now I guess we can think a little bit about the numbers that clue for these boxes. What can this 8 be? It can be 1 and 7, like that. It could be 2 and 6, with this in between. It could not be 3, 4, 5, I think. Because 3 and 5, they both have to be in these 3. So we can't have 3, 4, and 5 in these 3. 3 and 5 would both have to go there. I'm just going to write down that this has to be between 3 and 9. Actually, let's look at this square here. It's got to be at least 5, because we already have 1, 2, 3, and 4 crossed off. But it can't be more than 6 because of this 7 here. And the low would have to be at most 0 if this was 7 plus. So this is a 5 or a 6. And is almost certainly the max for these 3. I guess it's time to think a little bit about where 1s and 9s can go. This is maybe the more interesting box over here. So 9 has to go here or here. If the 9 is here at the top, this has to be 1 plus 9 for the 10. Then the 8 has to be 2 plus 6, because it can't be 1 plus 7, because it can't have the 1. And we know we can't have 3, 4, 5, because not an option for that guy. So then that forces a 1 here, a 9 here, a 2 here, a 6 here, and thus a 4, and a 7. I bet you this ends up being 4 plus 8. Yeah. No, that seems fine. No contradiction there. So what if we put the 9 here? Make this 3 plus 9. Makes this a 3, this a 9. I guess I still don't really see a contradiction. That's fine. Let's try this box now. Okay. Okay, I still want to think about this 7, this column F7. It's either 1 plus 6 or 2 plus 5. If it's 2 plus 5, since we already have this 3 here, then this has to be in a 2 and a 4 and a 5 in some order. What does that tell us about what the 9 can be? Well, the 9 has to contain the 1. So then it would have to be 1 plus 8. That seems completely reasonable, unfortunately. The alternative is that the 1 is in the 7's column, so this is 1 plus 6. And again, I don't really see anything that... I guess then the 9 would have to be 2 plus 7. Because it can't be 1 plus 8 because the 1 is taken by the 7. It can't be 2 plus... I mean, it can't be 2 plus 7. It can't be 3 plus 6 because the 6 is taken by the 7. It can't be 4 plus 5 because there's nothing in between 4 and 5. So if this is 1 plus 6, then this is 2 plus 7. And that seems entirely reasonable. Alright then. How about this corner up here that we don't have anything filled in for yet? We know this 12 is a 3 plus 9. Where might the 9 go? If the 9 goes here, then this 10 has to be 1 plus 9. Ooh, maybe I should be focusing on that 8. Or the 6, actually. I still really like this 6, that's very low. If it's 1 plus 5, then that forces some things over here, I think. Like this would have to be a 1, this would have to be a 7, this would have to be a 9, 2. On the other hand, if this were 2 plus 4, then this would have to be the 2. Meaning that this would have to be a 6 and a 4 and a 1. That's kind of interesting. I don't know, I'll keep an eye on that, see if that leads somewhere. This 13. It's 4 plus 9 or 5 plus 8. Can't be 6 plus 7 because there's nothing between 6 and 7. If it's 5 and 8, then that's pretty interesting. This would then have to be a 3. Actually, that's not that interesting, is it? If it were 4 and 9, that's also not that interesting. Okay. Oh. Okay, so where can a 1 go in this box? It can't go in here or here because of the 11s. Then the greater would have to be 10 plus. So the 1 has to go in this column I here. It's gotta be, which makes this 10, this has to be 1 plus 9. Which means the 9 has to go in this column and in this row. In other words, right here. Boom. Boom. So now what are these 11s then? They can't be 2 plus 9, because the 9's already taken. One of them's 3 plus 8 and the other's 4 plus 7, because 5 plus 6 is not an option, because there's nothing between 5 and 6. This one has to be 3 plus 8, and this one has to be 4 plus 7, because there's already a 4 and a 7 in this column. That also means that 2 has to be somewhere here, because that would mean 2 would be the minimum if it were in either of these sets of 3. So this is a 1 and a 2, and this is a 1 and a 2. Which means this cannot be the 2 that's down here, which tells us which way this pair goes. Cool. Okay, now the 3 has to go here, because this one has to contain the 3 and this one has to contain the 3. Now if this is high as 4, or high as 7 and low as 4, means all of these have to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this one can't even be a 4, and this one can't be a 7. Now we have a quadruplet. 4, 5, or 6, or 7, 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, and 4, or 5, or 6, or 7. These 4 circles have to be 4, 5, 6, and 7 in some order, which means 4, 5, 6, and 7 cannot go in these 3. What's left for them is 1, 3, 8, and 9. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down. In fact, this can't be 8 or 9 because of, the highest and the lowest have to add to 6, so having an 8 or a 9 would be way too high. Way too high. The only place an 8 can go in in this set of 3, which is where it has to go because of this guy. This has to be an 8. And the remaining one has to be somewhere between 3 and 8. It can't be a 4 or 7 because of these. So it's got to be a 5 or a 6. And now we have a pair here, 5 or 6, and also 5 or 6. So nowhere else in this row can there be a 5 or a 6. That would force, like, if this one were the 6, then both of these would have to be 5s, and that's no good. That applies to these two as well. These can't be 5 or 6, or 3 or 8 or 9. So what's left? 1, 2, 4, and 7. And this one can't even be a 7, because the highest and lowest have to add to 7 in that column of 3. Cool. Okay, column H has 5 numbers filled in. What's left over? 2, 5, 6, and 9. Let's fill those in, shall we? And because of this 6, we can't have a 6 or a 9 here. And because of this 13, we can't have a 2 here. Interestingly enough, I think that means the 4 and the 7 in this box have to be within these 3. I guess that makes sense since we have 4 and 7 here, and then we're going to have a 4 and a 7 here because those are the high and low. How about row 2? I haven't really paid much attention to it. There's 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 left for these 2 spots in the middle. I guess those are all options. I guess that's not very useful. Oh! We've seen this 9 here for a long time. It's determined which way these 8 and 9 go. That's been available to us for a while. Should have caught that. So this can no longer be a 9. It's got to be a 1 and a 3 and an 8 in this set of 3 right here. Which makes sense, I guess. Okay, looking at this box here, it can't be a 1 or a 2 because of this pair here. If this were a 1, say, these would both have to be 2s. That's no good. It can't be a 3 because of this guy. And it can't be anything higher than a 5 because the highest and the lowest in these three have to add to 6. So this is a 4 or a 5. Straight up. Is it still possible for that 6 to be 2 plus 4? It is. We could have 2, 3, 4. That's too bad. I'd love to rule that out. I actually kind of think we're almost done using the special rules, the variant. As soon as we're done, like with this box for example, these 3 clues are no longer useful to us at all, or these 3. Okay, so this 13 here, can't have a 1 because then the high would have to be 12, and I can't have a 3 because then the high would have to be 10. Another one I should have seen a long time ago, this has to be the 8. Which means, oh, we could still have a 4 and a 9 though. I was gonna say it has to be a 5 plus 8, but we could have, say, like 9 here and 4 here. So we don't know that yet. We do know that this can't be a oh, no, wait. We don't know that. One, two, 5, 6, 5, 6. We have a lot of pairs and stuff. Pity we can't do more with them. I'm just gonna write 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. These are the only ones we can have. These are the only numbers left in the column if we eliminate the 1 and 2 from this pair. Okay, let's look at this 8. It could be 1 plus 7. It could be 2 plus 6. It can't be 3 plus 5 because there's already a 3 in the column. If it's 1 plus 7, then we have a 1 here and a 7 here. Doesn't really force anything. Could have a 2 here and a 6 here, and then this would have to be a 4 in order to be in between. Again, I don't really think that forces anything. I don't think it's worth writing pencil marks in the middle yet. I guess we should keep using the clues. There's definitely something I'm missing. And here's something. This had better be the 5, since this 14 is supposed to be 5 plus 9. I definitely should have gotten that a while ago. So this cannot be a 6, this cannot be a 6, this cannot be a 6, this cannot be a 5. Oh look, this has to be a 6. Oops. I don't know what page I was on. This one. Okay. This is a 6. Now these are not 6s. And this is not a 6. So the only place a 6 can go in column G is going to be right here. Which means this other one has to be a 5. No 5 here, no 5 here, no 5 here. Oh, now this has to be a 4. Great. Take out anywhere else that could be a 4 that was neighboring it, including this one over here. Oops. Can still be a 6. Does that mean it's 2 plus 4, this 6 over here? Not yet. It still could be like a 1 and a 5 with the 4 in the middle. It does mean that this 13 down here can't be 4 plus 9. It has to be 5 plus 8 now. So it has to take the 5. Now this one's a 2, this one's a 9. Now this 6 has to be 2 plus 4, because it can't be 1 plus 5, because there's only one box left. It can't be both a 1 and a 5. And this thing has to be in the middle, so it had better be the 3. Not a 3. Not a 2. Oh, so only one spot of 2 can go in this box. And this can't be a 9. This one's got to be a 7. And this one's the 9. Okay, now this one has to be a 3. Already a 5 in that row. Now I think this has to be 2 plus 6. I mean, if this were a 4, we'd have 2 plus 4 is 6. That's not good. If this were 1, we'd have 1 plus 3 is 4. That's really bad. So this here, this is the 6. And that tells us 1 and 4. This 10 is now 1 plus 9. This one has to be the 8. To make this 12, 4 plus 8, otherwise it's going to be a 4 plus 7, and that's not 12. Bam! Left 3 columns done! The 6 and 7 tell us which way these go. Ooh, now we can make some deductions about the middle box. This has to be 6, 7, and 8 in some order. These three have to be 2, 3, and 5 in some order. Already a 3 in this column. And that leaves 1, 4, and 9 for these three. Already a 9 in this column. The rest can be any. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Almost done. 5 boxes done. Whoa, that's actually a lot. Okay, so this 9 here, because of this 8, it has to be 1 plus 8. So this is the 1 and this is the 2. Now if this is a 7, we end up with a 2 plus 9, a 2 plus 7, which is 9. So this is the 4. Which means this is the 5 and this is the 7. Now we can do some oops. Yeah, this can't be a 2 or a 4. I'll fill that 1 in a second here. Let me finish erasing. Actually, this is probably foolish. I should just go for it. 1, 7. Now this column has the 1 in it, so it's got to be 1 plus 6. The 6 can only go here. Can't be 6 or 7. Can't be 6 or 7. Now this set of 3 can't be, I mean, if this were an 8, then this 9 would have to be 1 plus 8, because the highest is at least 8. But the 1's already taken in this box, so we can't have that 8. It's got to be a 5. And in fact, this 9 is a 2 plus 7. Seven boxes done. Almost there. Take out the 2, the 7, and the 5 from this column. The 3, 9, 8, it looks like that's already been done. And then 1, 6, 4. And similarly, 2, 5, 7, 3, 9, 8, 1, 4, 6. This was a 9. And this has to be a 3 now. Now this has to be a 1. We're pretty much done at this point. There might be one more use of the these 3 numbers down here, because I don't think I've used them yet. But maybe not. Actually, probably not. This has to be a 5, this has to be a 2. Now 6, 9, 5, and we know which way this 1 and 4 should go because of this guy. And this 4 is going to tell us how these go. 8 and then 7 and 4. So 8, 4, 7 in this order. And then we can just look at what's left in each of these columns. And just to double check, looking at the numbers we haven't filled in yet. This is 1 plus 9, that's good. This is 2 plus 6. This is 3 plus 8, and 2 plus 9. This is 3 plus 7, that's 10. 2 plus 6 is indeed 8, and 1 plus 9 is indeed 10. I think we solved it. Alright. Number 12 is done. Min-max. I liked that one. I know I'm tired and stuff, but I thought that one had some interesting logic. I guess I kind of like the mathy ones. Yeah, that one was good. Would definitely solve another of this type. If any exist. Okay, well, it is 11 now, and I'm clearly a little bit out of it, so I think I should probably stop before I do something I regret. Thanks for coming. I've enjoyed streaming. I will be back next week the same time. I think I'll have things figured out again with my setup. I know what I'm missing. If I can figure it out by then, that'd be good. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for coming. See you next week.